Sanbanani guys, welcome back to yet another video, and we are speaking about the new kid on the block, the latest, newest, maybe hottest reality TV show, the Matshai sisters, you guys. I said maybe hottest because let's give it a few episodes and see if they're going to keep up the drama, you guys. Now, I must say, you guys, when this show was firstly advertised, a lot of people were like, "Ay bo ban la," but like, who are these girls? We don't know any of these girls from any reality TV shows or acting anyway. These girls are new on our screens, unless I am mistaken. And what was intriguing in a way was the fact that this show was scheduled to play on a Sunday at a time slot, guys, that we know would say a lot of people are sitting, unwinding, probably watching TV with their families. So, I mean, if Mzansi Magic was going to put a show around that time, it better have been like a good quality show. It is a good quality show, guys. We're going to get right into it because Usakala, guys, there was a fight, but we drama. One thing I like and really appreciate about these sisters, you guys, um, is that you see the real authentic side of having a large family. Guys, wouldn't be there's noise, like all of those shenanigans. So guys, the Matai sisters, indeed, it's five sisters, and I'm just like, five girls, it gaga, guys. Five sisters, and the episode starts off with I'm gonna introduce the characters, but it kind of starts off where the mother is kind of introducing her daughters. So she says something like, my firstborn. She firstly starts with, that she had children, and she was not married, and not married is not being nice because you are left to raise these children alone, in a sense. So she was a single parent, and she says raising girls is tricky. Guys, imagine Galeso's Kati, whenever she grew up her daughters, she's still saying raising girls is tricky. Imagine is Katsamanje, guys, would tricky kanjani to be raising a female child. So she'll introduce, maybe the firstborn is Utobo, she'll say Tobo, and then she'll give like kind of her opinion on what she believes Utobo to be holistically. Then they will show Utobo, something like that. Okay, guys. So these five sisters were totally different personalities, guys. And one thing I must say before we get into the review, Uti Laba, guys, they are the type of sisters, Uti, yeah, Zimpia, but their fights are ingenwa, guys, because you'll be getting into their fights and then you will cater aside back together and they will leave you like that. Because one thing I noticed, all the sisters said something, Uti, we might fight a lot, we might all have big personalities, but listen, one thing, we love one another and we have each other's backs. So please don't get into their drama too much. Catty side dilako, but don't take it personal, because those sisters, you will choose one side, back Chigele, and they'll be on their sister's side. Okay, so firstborn, number one, Utogo. She is 46 years old. She says she has four kids. She is married and she's a musician. She basically says she is the deputy parent, in a sense. The mother also kind of speaks well of her. Utobo says she's the independent and responsible one. And guys, kusakala, I could see ukuthi vele iyabonakala lo ukuthi she is the deputy president, because she has an opinion and she wants to farazo on any and everything, which is fine. But for me, I'm just like, this is the type of sibling that will overwhelm me. Like, isn't, I'm just like, oh, it's like she's your mother. But again, she did say she is the deputy parent, and she did say that she was forced to grow up quickly because of the situation. Then sibling number two, guys, Upumzile, and she says we can call her Upuding. She is 43 years old, and she says she's the director of a plus-size modeling agency. She has basically a modeling agency company, something like that. But Upumzile, guys, the accent, accent Kamukel, I must say though, Upumzile, in a diary session, guys, she was giving, I mean, in terms of the makeup, the look, the dress, everything was just working. I'm just like, she just looks as if she's like on another angazi, like she just looked really good. And then unokuzana, the mother says Upumzile met them because basically she doesn't do anything. And I'm like, she really does look like Umetem. But throughout the episode, I noticed that Upumzile looks like she's the one who has it drama, guys. You know, those dramatic ones, those type of siblings, abane drama. They start the fight, and then when they start the fight, they want people to side with them. And if you don't side with them, you're on their bad books. That she seems like those type of siblings. And then number three, Uzandile. So there's a set of twins. There's Uzandile and Uzanele. So I guess Uzandile was born first before Uzanele for them to count her as number three. So number three was Uzandile. She's the one twin. She is 38 years old. She has a son. She says she's independent and she's a makeup artist. And she says she loves silence because in this big family, there's always noise. One thing I noticed about Uzandile, and Uzandile seems like she is an opinionated person, but she seems calm and collected. But she's those type of people, she seems calm and collected, ne? But ungamsukeli. Because once wamsukela, you are not going to finish leyo drama. You won't. I was so surprised that Zaibo Zandile, but we'll get into them. Then number four is Uzanele. Zanele is obviously the same age as Uzandile. She's 38 years old and she's a fashion designer. She seems like the twin that's much more reserved, the twin that's much more level-headed, the type of sister or Tulem, the type of sister that's like, listen, I'm not going to get in between anyone's fights. She seems like the voice of reasoning in this family for me. I know a lot of people say Utogo might be that, but for me, Uzanele seems like she is like the voice of reason in this family. And then number five, Ubusisiwe. So imagine, guys, isn't I told you that the mother was introducing them. So the mother, when she comes to number five, she's like, number five, Ubusisiwe. And then she says, no, 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 no. She doesn't have a word to describe Ubusisiwe. But from when the mother said, no, 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 about Ubusisiwe, I just knew it's Ubusisiwe, party animal, or something like that for the mother to say that. So Ubusisiwe, she is 28 years old. She's got two kids, and girl basically we are them. And she said she feels like her family doesn't get her and they don't understand her just because she drinks and the rest of them don't drink. You know what it's like being a person who consumes alcoholic in a family that doesn't. It's like as Umbusisiwe said, ekhaya bangathi ngibulela umuntu when I drink. So obviously they're coming from a religious type of background, but ubusisiwe uyabonakala yi-last born. She just looks like the type of person who oziphunela impilo yakhe, guys. Akafuna ungena drama. She doesn't want people ukuthi bangene indaba zakhe. She just seems like she's a free-spirited person. I get, guys. So anyway, then we see Upumzile in a diary session basically saying that she believes Upumzile is she's the diva. She says that she believes there's a curse or there's a stagnation, but something is not right in their families. And I'm just like, listen, guys, how many of us, in all honesty, can relate to that? Ezinye izinto, guys, even though you can't explain them, mara kune pattern oyibonayo ukuthi hayi noma sekuthiwani ukuthi khona something that's going on, because the same pattern can't be repeating itself all over or over and over again. But it seems that majority of these sisters seem to agree that there's a curse in this family, but there's something that's just not going right, that mele bayilungise nabantu abadala. Anyway, we see Uzandile, Utogo, and Uzanele, they are meeting up for brunch. And basically they are discussing that they want to do umsebenzi. Rather, Uzandile and Uzanele, they want to do umsebenzi wokubonga amawele, something like that. So, Bati, if uliwele, if you are a twin, there's some msebenzi that you need to do to actually thank the ancestors for being a twin or something like that. Hey guys, they're the ones that basically understand it. So basically they say their father was supposed to do the ceremony for them and it's long overdue, but the father doesn't seem to follow traditions. So the one twin decided to contact Umalume to see Umalume, and Umalume is more than willing to step in and assist and basically play the fatherly role, because I get into the Sunto, guys, they need men, they need a manly figure in some things. But anyway, as Uzandile, is explaining this whole thing. Uzanele is explaining, guys, I'll figure it out because sometimes it's the first episode. I can't tell the difference between Uzandile and Uzanele. The only time I can tell a difference is when they put their names or when I see maybe the one is doing makeup, then I know the one, this is Uzandile because Uzandile does makeup. Uzanele is a fashion designer. So anyway, they chazelaring uThobo lento, and uThobo, listen, she is not happy about that because she feels Melo upalwe ngaye because uThobo, she's the firstborn. So she feels why Melo wenza umsebenzi for amawele, twins, whereas there's uThobo, there's uPhumzile, then the twins. So she feels like there's a lot kuningi that's going on in the family. She says, uThobo says most of the sisters, they are working. She says, yeah, now she's trying projects, but awulungi, like nothing is working out as it should. Uzanele, who is the fashion designer, seems to kind of have a different opinion from uThobo and Uzandile, because she says that, listen, lento yamakhesi, she doesn't believe in izinto zamakhesi. She basically believes ukuthi if uyifakele ekhanda too much le ndaba yamakhesi, you're going to end up uzifake ezintweni and doing things that's basically going to get you in trouble. You're going to involve yourself in things that are unnecessary. So she says if ngempela unayo leyo case, the thing that you should just do is just basically pray about it. But uThobo basically is cry, oh guys, uThobo, there's so many things she said, like basically talking about so uThobo, amongst all the siblings, guys, she's the only one that's married. And her fear is that her mother did not get married. Her grandparents, something like her grandmother she was in a polygamous relationship, but the guy decided to pay ilobola for the other woman and then pay for her grandmother. So she feels like it's a trend of guys or men not choosing them or not choosing to marry them, even though banengane with them. She also says she did not even get an opportunity to use her father's surname, which is Uchabalala, because the father never paid ilobonam. She goes on to say in a diary session with Tiana, she doesn't understand the agreement between her mother and father, because the mother and father, they had her, uThobo, which is the firstborn, then the father left. Then he came back, and then Benzifate and Set, then the mother and father bahamba nengane, and then they continued having other children, which is now all the 5 siblings. So she's basically like, I want to know, like, what was the agreement? Like, nibadala kangaka, like, ningashadile, then you guys still go off to stay together, have more kids. I'm just like, Thobo, yo. But anyway, uThobo says that she wants a ceremony and she feels like the whole family needs a ceremony, not just ama twins. Okay, guys. Then we see uPhumzile. Phumzile is the diva. She is sending a voice note to the family group, basically telling them a confirmation ceremony for uTumo. So Tumo is her firstborn daughter, and it looks like they're going to have a ceremony, and now she's inviting the sisters, they must make sure she's there. So in the voice note, she's basically like, ngicela izandla, and izandla zihamba nemali, kancane nje hayi kakhulu. And like the scene that's playing, we see uThobo, she's the one playing the voice note. But when uThobo is listening to the voice note, she's like, yo, like, especially when she heard that part ukuthi izandla zihamba nemali. So in her diary session, uThobo basically says ukuthi imali is not everything. Me coming to your event and offering izandla and offering a helping hand makes a difference as long as umsebenzi is being moved forward. And I agree, you guys, that sometimes people really do want to support you. Kodwa ngesinye isikhathi abanayo imali. So just because people don't have money, must they now be afraid of coming to support you? So, but I guess uPhumzile, she's not saying it to everyone, guys. She's saying it to her siblings. And I guess her siblings know her. So, yeah. Anyway, uPhumzile goes on to say ukuthi hayi ke esontweni bagqoka all white and bathi kuvalwe izandla namakhanda. Izandla is the arms. So the church, they believe that you must cover your arms and you must cover your head. So uPhumzile basically says that yes, Her siblings are there for her, they support her, but emalini abamsupporti. And I'm just like, yo, upumzile, the way she's so brave to actually saying that. I get we see Utobo, okay? Tobo's calling her cousin, and she's basically saying, yeah, now she doesn't understand the church part. So the family, they grew up attending Amaroma, guys, Roman Catholic. Then the mother now, ngathi she attends 12 Apostolic Mission or something like that. Mara Utobo yena ungumzalwane. And she says basically she does not want to go to the church because there's a situationship she had with the one lady. And she doesn't want to go there because they're not going to welcome her. I'm just like, this is not about you. You're going to support someone. Why are you busy? But the cousin, I like that cousin. And I like that the cousin, umiyale kahle. So the cousin is saying, Marangiti, like, we support umntwana. And basically, Uto was like, yes, I understand you're supporting umntwana, but the environment, like, they won't welcome me, like, ngizothula like, how am I going to lalele kahle, like, hear the sermon if I'm not welcomed kahle? And the cousin says, it's not about that, it's about you supporting Utumo. Utawa ends up agreeing with you, listen, I'm going to go and support even though the environment, I'm not, welcome. That's how I'm like, Utawa's giving really deputy parent type of vibes because I just felt like that thing and you could see which it really is something for her, but I'm like this is so unnecessary. I feel like guys low-key abantu abadala sometimes they like making izinto ezingekho necessary, they like making them necessary, like this issue. But anyway, I get we see Utumo. I was not expecting Utumo. Utumo is a girl. I don't know how old is she, but she's a teenager. But guys, you can see Uti hi Uken Ukona. So anyway, Utumo's getting her makeup done, and Uzandile is the one that's getting her makeup done. So Batu Dumo, she sends out invitations, and her mother Upumzile is complaining Yoguti Pella like the invitations was unnecessary money. Utumu explains that some of her friends said that their parents will not allow them to come, so they want actual invitations, and that's why she did ama invitations gama last minute. So the mother's like, we asked Constance, like, and Utumu goes on to say, I mean, I had money, like my dad sent money. Yeah, I was like, do you know those children that have present fathers? Everything, my dad did this, my dad sent money, so you can't complain about money. My dad did this, my dad did that. I can. Manje, Uzandile is done with the makeup katuma. I didn't get to see the makeup. Maybe next week, guys. Uzoibona kahle, but Uzandile does say she's a makeup artist. Haibo, next thing Upumzile is taking a brush. She's saying to Utumo valili shokel, she wants to blend Utumo's eyeshadow. Aibo, Uzandile is trying to say something, and Upumzile is like, angiti nati, like siyaiboni blending. And she says to Utumo, valili blend. She continues blending. I'm like, that was so rude, you guys. Yeah, basically, and then Uzandile goes on to say, Pumzile, like, ungafunu outshine ngami, like, don't want to outshine umsebenzing wami. Like, basically, if you wanted to do your daughter's makeup, you should have did it from the get-go. How you would see, like, I must do work, and then when you wanna come to, I'ma touch up. I understand, and Uzandile was mad, you guys, and I understand it. Yo, but I was surprised, Joguti, in the blender, eyeshadow. Yes, I get to what why she was mad, but it escalated too far, guys. Like, it ended up like a big fight. But Uzandile in her diary station says, Wuti, like, vele yena no Pumzile, there's something between them, and it's deep. Like, you could see, Wuti, Mntongazwani naye, guys, like, in Denlane can turn into a big thing. It's no longer about the eyeshadow anymore. It's about the issues that basically they have. I get, and Uzandile says the issue is deep and it comes from way back. Upumzile says, phela mina nami, I'm a makeup artist, and lenta yama makeup is ngami endlini. So I'm like, just because izengawe busho ukuthi wena you must treat other people kanjani. So she says she's the one who introduced it at her home, and she feels like it went deep. Like lento yokuthi she was blending makeup kadumo, it was not deep. But I'm just like, nah, that's rude. Like you can't do that. And I like telling and right, guys. She's just basically like girl value, and like that was not right. Now it's a big issue, Galiwa. And Uzanele, which is Uzandile's twin, she's basically saying, no, Phumzile wrong. Kumele uhloniphe umsebenzi we-artist. You must respect an artist's job. Like, don't try and do that. I can manje uphumzile is like, no, Zanele, like zama understand. And now uphumzile is trying to get Uzanele involved to try and understand. Uzandile is basically saying to a twin, which where you are my twin, you are not going to choose uphumzile's side. You are my twin, you are going to choose my side. I'm like, why is it all about choosing Ama's side, manje? And uphumzile is like, no, yega look rasa, like just keep quiet, shut up. Ulokuzana Uzandile is not hearing it. That's why I said, Uzandile, when you see her, she doesn't seem like that rowdy person. But your guys, she was going on, and Upumzile just ended up saying, Ungezi, like, don't come to the child's confirmation ceremony. I'm just like, Marupumzile is wrong, guys. Even if she did not like, even sometimes, you ask the person, are you happy with your makeup? If Tumo's happy with her makeup, full stop. Why you funuk eta? She should have did Tumo's makeup if she's a makeup artist and the makeup is guy. But anyway, guys, let's pause it right there. That is the recap of the latest episode or the first episode of the Matshai sisters. Tell me your thoughts on this. Please do make sure you like the video. Please do subscribe. It is absolutely for free of charge, and I'll see you guys in the next one.